Hi, Yasmina. Okay, let's start. Good morning, everybody. We'll start standing and with a very tiny base. Just a moment to observe, standing easily, releasing the eyes down into the chest and breathing while you observe. Just observe also how you feel on all levels, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and how available you are this morning. Look for any tension in the body or any looseness or any unevenness. Just observe and breathe. It's really nice to do this together when we're in the studio. And I try to make it also a moment that we can use to connect with ourselves, but also with each other. So allowing the body to shift and make its own movements and observations. So in other words, no holding, no tension, no opposition whatsoever. Now the only thing that I'm going to add is an opening of the crown. So the crown of the head, if you think of it opening and ascending towards the ceiling. So this openness is moving upward or connecting somewhere higher than the skin or the hair of the crown. And then give yourselves just a little bit of tonus in the legs. Push the feet into the floor and take the weight back to the heels. And lift your kneecaps. So there's a bit more opposition in the body. The crown is pulling, ascending, opening. Legs are firm. And then release that again and just come back to this very neutral place, very soft place. No pulling, no pushing, no opposition. And just for a few more moments, be here, noticing the difference. It would be especially nice to release the forehead by rolling the eyes down towards the chest and softening the eyelids over the eyes. Okay, and then from here, I'm opening my eyes. Good morning again. Let's come to sitting, crossing the legs, and taking the flesh away from the sit bones, and then taking the arms forward. Reach with the crown of the head forward, slide the fingers forward, and just simply roll over and hang And in this hanging, also make sure that your breath is present. There's no apnea. There's oxygen coming in, air going out. Each time you exhale, just take notice of the release in the pelvis, in the knee joints, in the back, shoulders, neck and head. And now I'd like you to stay low and move yourselves with your right arm towards the right knee. So the right hand, I'm using my right hand and lengthening my spine and twisting my belly, and then adding my arm and reaching, and then I'm going to release as much as I can. And then I'm going to stay low and I'm going to pass through the middle, and I'll take the left hand over to the left side, lengthening with the right arm, pulling and then twisting in the belly abdomen region, and then releasing as much as possible. Continual release with the exhalations is a good thing to think about. And then move slowly back into the middle. Now use the eyes, take the eyes forward, reaching with the eyes up, and allow this to rock you back and unfold and fold, opposite crossing, and we go forward. Hanging, breathing, and continual or continuous release with the exhalations, continuous release. Give in to the gravity. Let go. And then moving towards the right leg, take this right hand back, reach with the left arm, reach further than the last time. Yeah. And then from here, twisting a bit in the abdomen region, and then releasing the head. Give yourselves a good release in the knee joint, in the thighs. Yeah. Try not to, or at least let's say, be aware of if you're holding or if there's tension, muscular tension in the legs. Sometimes we push the floor because of the lack of flexibility. So try to do exactly the opposite and release. Pass through the middle, stay low, reach with the right arm, use the left hand for a bit of twisting, and then release the head and breathe. And then come back into the middle. Use the eyes. Take the eyes forward. Allow your moving view to move you. Then from here, we'll unfold the legs. I'm going to go profile. Keep just this continuous, as much as possible, this continuous release from time to time. We're going to roll forward between the legs and roll back and roll forward, softening the chest and roll back. And I'm trying to open between my shoulder blades. I'm literally softening my chest and going forward. So I'm trying to work with softness, soften the chest, and so less doing, just guiding. Soften and reach forward again, softening, and now hang here for a moment. Again, release the head, the neck, the shoulders, the belly, the hands, and breathe. Continually releasing with the exhalations, letting go. And rolling up. Now we'll bring a little bit more challenge into the body. I'm rolling my thighs into a parallel. Feet, knees, and hips are in line. And then from here, I'm going to take my hands slightly further back, like a hand and a half away from my sit bones. I'm going to move a little bit forward. I think you can see me. Yes. And from here, I want to open the sternum, so the middle of my chest. I'm going to lift. It's the 5th button reference point for Joseph Pilates. By the way, he had this kind of sweater with 5 buttons. The sternum plate is the 5th button or reference point. So I'm lifting it towards the ceiling. At the same time, I'm bending my elbows back and stretching the skin of my breasts. I'm opening my armpits and I'm inverting the shoulder articulation. Breathe here and release the chin to the chest. And push up and lift the skin of the sternum, yeah? Making kind of, I think about a bird puffing up in its mating kind of dance. Lifting, and then in that, bend the elbows and open the chest. And open between the shoulder blades. And breathing and releasing the chin down. And now for just a few more moments, also release the belly and hips. Conscientiously releasing the belly and hips. Allowing also just the knees to float within the parameters of the feet and the hips. Yeah, so you're still communicating with them, letting them know where they are, speaking to your body. And now we're coming up with the chest, and we're going to follow that movement. Anchor in the heels of the hands. So have a clear support system behind you. The hands of the heels of the hands are going to help us with the lifting of the pelvis. So we're going into a sort of inverted plank. We're going to bring the pelvis up. We're going to take the knees forward, and we're going to lift the middle of the buttocks. Good morning, people. So push with the heels. And now in this, we're going to exhale to bring the pelvic floor to join the belly button going down. In breath. Pelvic floor and belly button. Repeat. Pelvic floor and belly button. Repeat. Let's lower smoothly and slowly. From here, take your thighs, roll yourselves down into the floor. Take the arms directly up to the ceiling, just for a moment. And then from here, spread the arms out to the side. Allow the arms to hover just above the ground. So the elbows are higher than the shoulders, and the wrists are higher than the elbows, obviously. And then from here, I'd like you to find this neutral place in the spine. So an easy, natural, curving spine. Notice also where the back of the head is balancing, the arc behind the neck, the place between the shoulder blades, which is also anchored into the mat, the back of the ribs, are they soft and in the mat? The curvature in the lower back, how does that feel? And that part of the back of the pelvis, which is anchored as well. This is where we want to be as we continue. Now let's frame the head with the arms going back and with the arms floating around the space between the ears and the cheeks. Yeah. Also lower the shoulder blades down your back. Yeah. If that makes sense to you. Now from here, we're just going to inhale, lower the arms to the floor. With an exhale, take the arms back to the frame slowly, sinking the chest down and the ribs down. And at the end of the exhalation, hollow the belly and pull the pelvic floor up to meet it. In breath. And hollowing and in breath. And in breath. In. And sinking the chest, anchoring the ribs, even anchoring the shoulders down. In breath. So even in the action, there's weight going into the floor. My shoulders are heavy. My chest is heavy. In breath. Now with your exhale, curl the pubic bone towards the belly button, rounding and rolling your pelvis towards your nose slightly. In breath, release that. Exhale, rock your pelvis by hollowing out the belly and pulling the pubic bone to the belly button. In breath, release. Several times. And now we're going to go a little bit higher, rolling and lifting the buttocks slightly off the ground, inhaling and returning. Each time going a little bit higher, exhaling using the heels of the feet to balance the pelvis in its rolling action towards the head direction. In breath, lower the spine, the lower back, the back of the pelvis. Exhale and go a little bit higher. In breath, roll down. Gently, carefully. But a true release here. Release down. Exhale and slightly higher. Inhaling and releasing the weight down. So it's not only that you're going down or doing something to go down, but it's also about releasing down. Yes? Letting go. So we're going higher and we're letting bit by bit the spine and the skin that covers the spine and the muscles on the sides of the spine to release. And we're using an exhale to come up. Now be here for a moment. Just for a moment also, balancing the body between, if we lift the arms, balance the body with this center of the chest anchoring down into the floor. Yeah? So try to find your release in the chest and also in the shoulders. Allow the shoulders to sink. Even if the arms are floating into the verticality, allow the shoulders and chest to sink. In opposition to that, lift the middle of the buttocks. I think of really the middle of each cheek is going up, yeah? And then from here, we'll take 10 times exhalations with the belly coming down, pubic bone coming more towards the belly button, pelvic floor lifted. Repeat. And repeat. And repeat. And roll also the thigh bones inside, so you have a nice parallel. Repeat. Last time. Now from here, before we go down, lift the middle of the buttocks higher. Lower the arms down, and again, release the hands, forearms, elbows, biceps, triceps, shoulders. Balance the body between the point between the shoulder blades and the two heels. Yeah? And roll through, releasing. Now, when you get to the bottom, keep the fluidity. Lift the floating ribs to the ceiling. Make an arc in your spine, making space between the spine, the curve of the spine, and the floor. Yeah, and then from there, release the rib cage down. Feel what that does to the body and how the head feels like it almost wants to come up. Well, let's lift it. Lift the head. Come into your C curve. From here, roll your pelvis. Rather than tucking, you want to roll it forward. So I'm going to move my hands here. So instead of being here and making the small of the back go into the floor, you want to be in a neutral position so the back of the pelvis in the sacrum region is grounded and anchored. Yeah. From here, move to one side more. So I'm stretching from one side to the other side, firing the obliques. Yes, boom, and ba, and boom, and ra, and da. And then from here, lower the head. Let's bring just slowly with this very active abdominal region, the pelvic floor that's working for you. Let's lift one foot slightly off the ground. The foot is hovering off the floor. Meanwhile, the opposite leg is pressing into the floor. So I'm anchoring one foot and one side down as the other side is lifting slightly. Now, try to also find that center point of the back of the pelvis where you're balancing, yeah? So I'm pushing very strongly, my grounded foot strongly into the floor, so that whole leg is active, yeah? It's a feeling of the muscles of that leg moving in to support the bones, yeah? And I'm going to slowly transfer the weight, and I'm going to slowly lift the opposite leg, anchoring in the middle of the back of my pelvis. From here, lift that knee higher. Lift again the opposite knee. Find your tabletop. From here, bring the the heels together. Let's go really smoothly. Arms are floating to the ceiling. Our abdominal wall is prepared for this now. We'll go directly with the oppositional coordination part of this exercise without building it up too much. So let's say the left leg and right arm are moving away from your center. As you extend these members of your body, bring the belly down and the pelvic floor in. In breath, come back. I've got a coin between my heels. I'm moving right leg and left arm. And come back. In breath. Now we'll take it smoothly. Exhale. In breath. And empty. In breath. Empty. And twice more on either side. Exhale. In breath. Go a little bit lower. Also with the belly. In breath. Once more on other side. And in breath. And okay, from here, bring the knees in. Rock yourself side to side. Yeah. So just taking the arms on top of the fold of the knees. Yeah, going into a rocking sort of spiral, just allowing, again, the pelvis to relate to the floor in a different way. Also opening in the inner hip joint and articulation. Loosening. Now from here, before we take hundreds, let's take just a stretch. Lift the head. Again, pull one leg out of the center line. Pull the opposite knee out of the center line. Reach and stretch. And pull, pass through the middle, and then lengthen on a long diagonal. Knee leaves the center, leg leaves the center. And we leave the center, and we leave the center, and we leave the center. Now soften the chest and lift the head higher. Now from here, I'm going to take this leg that I have. I'm going to take the foot and push it into the opposite hand. And while I do that, I'm going to use this hand to push so you can lower this opposite leg. So really push this thigh down and then also push into the hand. Yeah, push, push, push. And breathe. And from here, change. Yeah, just easily. So hand is pushing this thigh, and that foot is pushing into the hand. I'm pushing, lowering this flank, softening the chest, lifting the head, and breathe. And release. Okay, bring both knees up. And just settle for a moment. Oxygenating. And then come into your tabletop. Although, bring the heels together. Yeah. From here, lift the head. Lengthen the arms. Stretch the legs and soft pumps. 1. 2. 3. I'm going to lower my legs. 4. 5. 5 more. Stop. Exhale. 6. 7. 9. 8. 9. 9. 10. 9. You made it. Take the backs of the thighs, rock up to sitting. Keep the concentration. Settle the sit bones back into the mat. You're holding a coin between your heels, the heels of the feet. From here, breathe into the body, lift the belly, extend the spine from the belly. With the out breath, round the back, roll over your sit bones, take the sacrum into the floor. In breath. With the out breath, we go down with the belly button, up with the head. With the in breath, extend the belly and the spine, and then it's pretty obvious. It's a wave. In breath. And belly down, head up. In breath. And last time, and now from here, take a breath in, go lower, take a breath in, go lower, breath in, and lower. Now from here, slip the hands just behind the kidneys in this curve of the back, lengthen your legs forward, roll them into a parallel, and then also add a flexion to the ankles, knees facing the ceiling. Now, from here, press well into the floor with the hands, lift the head, and exhale, push through and roll up. Now, from here, I'm making this round circle, coming forward, and then I'm rolling down and resisting, and then releasing. Slipping the hands behind the kidneys, rolling the head and chest up. Exhale. Now, what I mean by circling, I'm going away from my center with the arms, embracing the forward space, designing this sphere, and then coming back with the ribs. I'm holding a sphere also between my hands. It's imaginary. And coming down. Slip the hands behind the back. Roll the head up. Exhale, push, and inhale, exhale. Now let's try without the hands behind the kidneys. In breath, roll the head and arms and chest forward. Exhale, roll up. I have to come more forward. And in breath, we're going back. Exhale and press the thighs down. In breath, out breath. In breath back. Exhale, small of the back, middle of the back, upper back, shoulders, neck, and head. In breath. Empty. In breath back. And last time. In breath. Out. Now from here, let's take a small stretch for a moment. Just opening the legs a little bit more and taking the head forward. Nothing more. You're just releasing forward. And let's take the hands inside, or no, outside actually, onto the outsides of the feet if possible. Just give yourselves a moment to release the weight of the torso. And then come up to the verticality. Again, just to use the going down. We'll have the decompression device. We'll take each part independently down. Exhale, take 25% back. In breath, 50. In breath, 75. In breath, and release the head. From here, I'm going to just move more forward. Toss the legs up to the ceiling. Yeah, from here, let's just take a moment to have a full flexion in both ankles. Yeah, heels are ascending towards the ceiling. So if I were sitting in this position, you know, on my sit bones with my back lengthened, it's actually the same situation, just inverted. Yeah, giving some attention to the releasing of the back and the fortification of the legs and the systems within the legs. Yeah, the tendons, the ligaments, the muscles, the bones. Yeah, so I'm spreading my toes, ascending my heels and stretching my legs. I'm going to bend slightly and stretch again. Bend slightly, stretch again. Now, whilst you're doing this, try also to find that perfect balance, that neutral spine. Yeah, this curvature in the back. In breath. Extend. I'm literally thinking that my heels are going to puncture the ceiling. In breath. Puncture the ceiling. Pierce the ceiling. And now from here, just for the back, spread the legs slightly more. Same situation though, the feet are still on the ceiling. Yeah, the ankles are in full flexion. Yeah, and then from here, I'm going to take my toes. Yeah, I'm going to reach in and take my big toe with my middle finger, however you can do it. And from here, release the knees and try also to still lengthen the spine down. Yeah, so the lower vertebra is down to the coccyx, is still rolling towards the bottom of your mat. So, you know, this feels kind of like baby play, you know. It is, yeah. Releasing the back and opening the hips. Let's give enough time so that we can actually feel the gravity working in our favor. From here, we're going to close the center line. Yeah, come with the legs into the middle. Now with this free back, take the legs forward. Use your out breath. Toss the feet over the head. Open the legs. Strong flexion, strong extension. Soft rolling through the spine. Strong connection, easy toss. Opening. Easy rollings. Strong connection, easy tossing. Opening. Exhale. Take the feet over and now close. And so we've inverted it. Roll down. Open and roll down. Open and now be here for a moment. Look directly into your center. Soften the arms. And then roll down slowly, keeping the legs close to the body. Bending on the way down. Now let's take just very easily and smoothly, directly going into another stretch. Let's take just a moment to come high with the chest. Take this calf, pull yourselves towards the leg. The leg is vertical. And then from here, I'm going to lower the head down and pull this leg with me. And I'm going to breathe a lot because that helps with the lack of flexibility. So I'm exhaling and opening. Let's take this leg down. Let's take the opposite leg up. Let's roll the chest high. Now really pull the chest. I'm using the opening of my elbows. I open the elbows to bring my chest towards the thigh. And then from here, once I have that connection, I'm lowering back down and using my exhalations to exhale, to release. I hope you're having as much of a stretch as I am. I haven't been doing a lot of stretching during this period. It's been more the opposite, more muscle building, more invigorating, but not lengthening. So let's lengthen. And again with the opposite leg, roll the chest up, take the calf, open the elbows, bring the chest forward, round the spine, then re-roll the spine into the floor, open behind the leg, open more, open. Also breathe into your back as you stretch the leg. Change sides, roll up. Open the elbows, bring the chest forward, open behind that leg, breathe into your back. Okay, from here, we're going to go right with rolling like a ball. Let's cross the arms. Take them inside the thighs. Now, healthy rocking up. Still much baby play here. You're holding the backs of your thighs. You have kind of a rocking chair capacity. Rolling over the small of your back or rocking. And then finally, push with the feet forward, and this will pull you up. Then from here, let's design actually a really nice position for rolling like a ball. The feet are, or the legs are extended, but I'm going to bend my knees, lift the belly. I'm lifting the belly, yeah, so that the spine is extended. But then I'm going to drag the heels in towards my body, yeah. Now the mat might come with you for a while, but now bring the heels in, but at the same time try to stay more forward on the sit bones, forward. Then from here, bring the arms into the spherical shape, yeah? You have to imagine that you're a perfect sphere at this moment, or at least your body is inside one. Yeah, then cradling the the legs. From here, we're going to lift the belly with an inhale, extending the spine. With the out breath, pull the belly button back, pelvic floor up, rounding again. In breath, extend the belly. Exhale and round. Repeat. And round. Now from here, let's take 5 very simple rolling like a balls. In breath, out breath. Rolling back with the in breath. Balancing with the out breath. Roll back with the in breath. Exhale. In breath. And now let's try a couple more with our elbows pressing into the knees pressing into the elbows. So you have to make this connection. Find the balance and also this opposition. You're pushing and pulling and rocking. In breath. And keep the connection. In breath. And in breath. And last time. And now from here, we'll go directly into single leg stretch. Lengthen the spine down and change. Double leg stretch. Bring the heels together. Extend into a crescent moon. In breath. Out breath. In breath. Out breath. Breathe into your backs, people. In breath. Out breath. In breath. Out breath. Last one. Out breath. Double leg lower lift. Hands behind the base of the neck and head. Lower the legs. Exhale. Let's change the arms. Bring the hands underneath the sacrum. Lift the chest higher. So you're protecting the lower back. Legs go quite low. Exhale. In breath. Empty. In breath. Empty. Twice more. Empty. And last time. And now from here, toss the legs over. Now I'm in the fireplace. Okay, toss the legs over. Support the back of the kidneys with the hands. Yeah, legs go to a parallel. Yeah, parallel to the floor. Now from here, lift one leg. We'll take scissors in this position. We're pulling apart, pulling away. Exhale, change. In breath. Pull apart. Okay, from here, return the arms down, bring the legs to parallel with the floor, roll the spine down. We won't take crisscross, but we will take spine stretch. Come rocking up, and then just, this is a very clear oppositional pull. The belly goes back, the head rolls forward, chest softens. Very compact belly. In breath. Exhale. In and empty. In and empty. In and empty. Now, let's go directly into another balance. Open leg rocker. Bring the heels and the ankles in. Hands are on top of the ankles. You're balancing between the coccyx and the sit bones. Just find that for a moment. And some tranquility in that balance. Letting go. I have to remind myself a lot. Let go. Of the tension. And then extend the legs. Or if you're not extending the legs, you can also have a chain here. I'm going to extend and give it a shot. I'm lifting the chest expansively. So my shoulders are moving away from the center. My legs are as wide as my mat. Then from here, I'm still very compact and conscientious about how my belly is relating to my back. The belly relation to the spine and the pelvic floor. So this is a very clear trine. It's a connection. From here, I'm going to use my in-breath to come back off balance. Exhale to come to balance. Repeat. And repeat. And repeat. And repeat. And bend the knees. Okay, from here, we'll take corkscrew, but we'll take a version of. So let's go just down into our backs. Take the legs up. Arms are easy to the sides. Now, we'll take a very classical, old school corkscrew. You're taking the legs to the left armpit. Legs, both legs, like a mermaid's tail. Then you're circling and up from the other side. Yes? So you're going down the right side of your back. Legs to the right. Circling up through the left and repeat. And circling the legs up on the right side. Circling the legs and up and repeat. And repeat. Now I actually want to use the arms and take the legs more towards the ceiling. Yes, and up. Repeat. And up. Repeat. Once more on the other side. Repeat. And up. Now from here, just bend and come up to sitting again. Use the backs of the thighs. Let me check the time. Okay, we're doing fine. From here, we'll go directly into a prone position. Come into all fours. You can tuck the toes under. Now, cup the fingers into the middle finger. So, you're protecting your wrists. Strong base with the heels of the hands supporting the weight. Flat back. Then lift the knees. Still flat back. Now, 10 times. Exhale, pull the belly up. Pelvic floor to join it. Repeat. Pelvic floor. Belly button. Repeat. And lower the knees softly. Keep the toes tucked in. Bring the pelvis back. Let's open the metatarsals. While we're opening the metatarsals, let's also have little flickers. The fingers, it's as if you are flicking water into someone's face, you know, playfully. So the action has to go out. Yeah. Out, 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 out. Spine is neutral. So again, find where you can release even when you're being active in other areas. So release the weight down. And going up with the arms and opening and coming forward and opening. And shake the arms or the wrists out. You can take the fingers towards the armpits and just release the arms for a moment. Release that, soften the chest. And from here, we're going to go back into our all four position, this time releasing the toes. Take the left arm and right leg away from the center. Find your balance. Yeah, find the balance between the opposite hand and knee. Yeah, then from here, we'll take 7 times. You're rounding the back, bringing the knee in and the arm behind you, head to knee. In breath, open. Now, roll that shoulder, left shoulder out and exhale. 2. And third time. 3. And fourth time. 5. 6. 7. Now, before we change, open once again. Open the chest. Reach away with the arm and the leg. Reach. Open, 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 and lower. Opposite sides, go slowly away. Roll this shoulder open. Yeah, and from here, round. Repeat. 2. Repeat. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Stay open. Open the chest. Balance between the two members. The anchored hand and knee. And come down. Okay, from here, tuck the toes under once again. Yeah. We'll go back into a true plank. So bring the hands slightly more forward. Actually, from here, bring the pelvis down into a half a plank. Yeah, half a plank. From here, strong, fortified base with the heels of the hands. Release the pelvis forward, but lift the belly and pelvic floor 5 times. Belly and pelvic floor. And repeat. And repeat. And lift the knees. Now, a very clear plank. Lift one leg. Yeah. Balance. Be here. Lower that leg. Opposite leg goes out. Long back. Extend. Balance. And lower. Now from here, bend the elbows 3 times. 1, push. 2, push. 3, push. Now, lift into your triangle pose, downward facing dog. Look between the hands. Walk the hands slightly more in. Now, from here, spread the fingers, lift
Lift the fingers so you're flexing in your wrists. Yeah, you can bend your knees slightly. Now, from here, look between the thumbs, push from the heels of your hands and extend your torsos. And then spread the fingers and then lay them into the floor. Release the head. Now, sink the heels down into your mats. Stretch the legs. Come forward in one movement. Move the hands a little bit more forward. Cup the fingers. Bend 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Come back into your downward facing dog. Walk the hands in. Flexion with your wrists. Lift the fingertips. Actually, the whole hand. Yeah. Push back and lengthen. Then lay the hands back into the floor. Open behind the knees. Release the head. And come forward. Walk forward with the hands. Bend 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Lift once again. This time, walk in also with the feet. Yeah. Feet are quite apart, as wide as my mat. And then I'm just going to take the elbows and hang. You can have a small bend in the knees for a moment so that you really have a good release in the torso. And then change the crossing of the arms. And then re-stretch the legs. Yeah. Lifting the sit bones. Rolling the thighs in. And continue breathing, of course. Now, we'll bend the knees once again. Lower the pelvis. Yeah. I'm crossing my arms and hugging myself. Bringing my elbows in towards my center. Rounding my back. And coming up. And then I'm just moving, unfurling and opening. And releasing down. Just a couple times, lift the shoulders and release. Lift and release. Okay, I'll just invite you to come once again back into the starting point. And again, just observing how you feel on all levels. Enjoy also the breath and the softness in the eyes.
Okay, people. Morning, everybody. But I didn't already notice. Have a great day. If you have any questions, you can always ask them on Facebook or here. Facebook, I guess, would be better. Have a good day. Stay safe. Keep it real. You too, Yasmina. The dog is here. Thanks a lot. To you too, Inna. Thank you. Glad you made it. You bet, Gaetan. Thank you. Bye, people.